WrestleTalk!
It's Full Gear predictions time. AEW, one of the best wrestling companies in the world. One of them. I said one of them. I'm Ollie Davis. I'm joined by Luke Owen, D.A.D. And not only are we going to be doing the Full Gear predictions for you today, we also have a special offer from friends of the show, Beer 52.
beer52.com/WrestleTalk. Get yourself not one, not two, not three, not four, but 10 free craft beers. All you got to do is just pay the £5.95 postage. It is for UK viewers only because we are better than everyone else. And you do get 10 free beers. That is one beer per match on this Full Gear card.
Yeah, and you could like a tasting menu for wrestling.
I like that. Have a snack that goes with each one. And be like, it's Miro versus Danielson. I think I will have this porter with some chicken nuggets.
Why?
As a tasting thing. So it's a
Bryan
wrestling...
Danielson would be like a sort of vegan...
Did I say it was meat chicken nuggets? I might have meant
it was chicken.
Vegan chicken nuggets.
Okay. Check that out. If you order now, I think you'd have missed the time frame to get it for this weekend. But it's Survivor Series next week, so order it now, and you can drink along with us on Sunday for Survivor Series. Right. It's AEW Full Gear predictions. Here's the lay of the land. Pete is the greatest Jam That champion that's ever lived. He is the longest running Jam That champion that ever lived. He is my master. And he, in his infinite wisdom, has put me up the contendership for his own championship. And he's put me against my best friend, Luke Owen, D.A.D.
So, I'm going to win this coming Saturday. Because although you have been given the instructions to Pete, we all know I'm going to be winning this. And then I'm going to go on to Survivor Series and I'm going to beat Pete for the Jam That Championship and become the new Jam That champion and win back your freedom. Because we all know why Pete picked you to be in this position. Because you'll lay down for him, finger poker doom style.
He wants to lay me down.
But that's not happening. Not on my bedroom watch. I am going to Survivor Series and I will win the Jam That championship.
So if you're not familiar with the way we do the predictions here, it's the best format. For predictions.
There's no flaws to it.
It's very simple. There's no points, confidence points out there. Pretty simple. We each get to choose a match, which we are confident on, and we get to choose the outcome, and the other person has to take the opposite one, and that's the way it is. Because there are 10 matches on this card, we're going to not do the pre-show one.
We're not going to do the buy-in show because that way we then have 9 matches to predict. And that means we should have a definite outcome then. And we won't have a champion's advantage, which would be difficult to do when neither of us are the champion.
Yeah, we need that. And I think we're going to make that the way. We want a clear winner now.
Yeah.
Clear winners.
We are sort of working out potential new ways. I mean, although it's a flawless system. It's a flawless system that no one ever complains about.
Bulletproof ironclad.
If anything, the only messages we ever get about our predictions are, guys, it's flawless. I wouldn't change a single thing that you do. But we are potentially thinking about making some changes. But not confidence points, so stop suggesting that.
Just because it is on the show, who would you have out of Nyla Rose and
Jamie Hayter?
Jamie Hayter versus Shida and Thunder Rosa.
Correct. In my Wrestle League predictions, I've gone with Rosa and Shida.
I think I've also gone with them. But, you know, I don't care, actually. I would say every match on this card, every match, I care deeply about the result, and I like either way it goes. Very excited for. This match I've got no interest in.
I wish this was Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deeb, and I wish it was on the main card. Do you know what? I'm going to put my cards out on the table here.
Front Street.
I'm going to put this out on the frontest of streets. Cody and Pac versus Malachi Black and Andrade should be on the buy-in.
Yes, that's a great idea.
And Deeb versus Shida should be on the main show.
Take the place. I told my friend that you say Front Street, put it out on Front Street, and he said that's not a thing.
I don't think it is.
I think you invented something. Okay.
Well, that's why I am. I'm an inventor. I'm an innovator.
To decide who goes first.
Yep.
How high do you think I can flip this coin?
So we're going to Cossatoin.
It's flippy S word. ...
dives.
Flips. No fists, just flips here.
I think you can get it at least past this microphone.
I can get higher than that.
But I don't think you're going to.
And catch it one-handed.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Also, no one called it.
Oh yeah. So you got to call it in the air.
Okay.
You call it because I'm concentrating on.
Okay, I'm going Queens for Queen, please.
So scared.
No. I'm going Tails for Wales. Confront he Cymru.
Oh my god, what a shot. There is a hole in the desk. There's a hole in the desk. And I've got a new one.
You got a new one?
Yeah, and I've already flipped it. So you said...
What? I didn't see you flip it.
It flipped in from our production hand.
Okay. Well,
you want me to flip again?
Tails for Wales.
Spending way too long.
beer52.com/WrestleTalk. Confront he Cymru, please.
Tails.
Yes.
It's tails.
Let's go Wales! I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right, actually.
Who are you going to go? Who are you going to start with?
Balls. Well, now... So this is... There's no sound on that one. Even better audio content.
So we just clapped a lot for the production.
Yeah, and the production was actually bad.
And ironically, no one could hear that clap.
Yeah, but they could see us doing it though.
So are we going to have to people are just going to have to remember who we pick?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to get... our production hand is trying to sort something out. You can do this in the back end, right? Just the thumbs up will do. Anyway, okay.
Well, let's go ahead. Who's you first?
So, I'm going with my namesake in all of this.
Wow.
I'm going for Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, to retain the AEW Women's Championship over Ty Conti. I will have that easy point. Thank you very much.
That was also my first pick. So I will have Ty Conti in this. There's no way she's winning. It's a filler feud. I love Ty Conti, but I think there's at least 6 other women. Sheeta, Deeb, Rosa, Statlander, Soho. I said 5 there. Rio.
Yeah.
Does anyone talk about Rio anymore? They should
Her name
all
is
be
Riho.
focused on. They should all be focused on more.
So sound works, everyone. It's fine.
Okay.
Well done, production hands.
So,
editor Vinny will have cut out that massive bit of pause of silence as well. Although it'd be great for the replay on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. So,
your next pick, please, sir.
My next pick. I'm pretty confident for this one as well. But honestly, after this, it becomes very shaky. I'm picking the Lucha Bros to retain.
Yeah, that's pretty smart. Yeah. That was going to be my other option, actually. Yeah, that is smart. I mean, so I've got FTR. I don't feel hugely confident in that. They've just won the belts. Lucha Bros, that is. FTR got the AAA tag titles. I think if this was for both belts, I might have been a bit more toing and froing. Actually, no, even if it was both belts, I still would have gone with the Lucha Bros. I'll take FTR because I have to. But I don't love that option.
AEW's tag division is the most stacked in the world, I would argue. Not very well treated unless Omega and Page are the champions.
The Young Bucks were champions for ages.
Yeah, but we spoke about how little that actually did for... outside of the pay-per-view matches.
Yeah.
The tag division as a whole didn't really feel like it was thriving to the extent it can do.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've got Lucha Bros to retain.
Okie dokie. Right. Oh, Christmas Day. Who am I going to go with now?
I think there's an obvious one.
Do you know what? I'm going to go with Inner Circle Jerk versus American Top Team of Junior Dos Santos, the other one, Dan Lambert, the other fella, and Men of the Year. And I'm going to pick the Inner Circle Jerks here to get the win. This was the other one I'm actually massively confident on, because I think we were talking about this on the AEW Dynamite show. I think the end goal here is Jericho versus Jorge Masvidal. But I think we're using this as a stepping stone to get there, potentially at the next pay-per-view, or maybe at like the first episode of 2022.
From what I heard on Wrestling Observer, I thought Jorge Masvidal has suddenly disappeared because he's not around in this angle ever since, is because UFC.
But he's now pulled out of the UFC fight.
Oh, okay. Well, why isn't he in this?
Because he pulled out of that after they'd made the announcements of the teams. But I think like the end goal is still, I think Jorge Masvidal will be involved in this finish. But I do think that it's Jericho tapping out Lambert.
Yes. Lambert, I think Men of the Year have it won. They give the win to Lambert. He's just about to do it. But Jericho, I don't want to see a sneaky roll up on Dan Lambert.
Well, I think he's got to tap him out.
Beat the crap out of him. But yeah, it gives him an in.
Yeah, like if Masvidal is getting involved in the finish, that would suggest that AT&T are going to win.
Jericho likes to lose, win the last one.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? But they have lost like every match in this feud thus far, with the exception of Sammy beating Ethan Page. I'm sticking with Circle Jerks.
Okay. Well, I would have also picked Inner Circle, but I was not as confident on that as you are, because my pick is going to be CM Punk.
Okay, so you're going Punk over Kingston.
Well, do you...
I'm not as confident on this as you appear to be. So, going into this match, when they announced it, I thought, yeah, it's probably going to be Punk getting the win over Kingston, right? Kingston's line in the promo, which is that it doesn't matter, I don't care if I win or lose, I'm just going to beat you up, would suggest that, yeah, Punk is picking up a loss here. But I had this thought on the way down today. I'm just like, what if this can just get Punk's first loss out of the way? And the crowd are really into Kingston at the moment. And he's got that article out. He's getting a lot of like good press for the promotion. And I would love this to be a series of matches, not just a one and done. So giving Kingston the first one. Let's put it this way. I have clicked Punk in my Wrestle League predictions, but I was 50-50 on it. So having Kingston here as my prediction isn't the worst thing in the world for me.
I think it's quite comfortably a CM Punk win, to be honest. But I am that's not to say that I'm not really into the story. I think Eddie Kingston, if he wins, it's not the story they're telling. I think Eddie Kingston is in this slow descent into real quite strong heeldom, hopefully. But, he could work it. This could just be an emotional... I feel a lot of the stuff has changed because of Moxley withdrawing himself to go to rehab. So who knows? But I think Punk, definitely.
So you think Kingston is still going to go for a heel turn?
I'm not so confident on that. But him losing here works in both ways. He can turn heel because this furthers his self-destructive nature. If he loses, he might have been like, oh, you know what? But I proved myself. I proved to myself in this match that I could hang.
But also, like as you said, he doesn't care if he wins or loses this. He just wants to beat up CM Punk. So, my next pick, I'm going for Bryan Danielson over Miro.
You're making this easy for me.
Oh, wait, do you think Miro's going to win?
Of all the matches, Danielson versus Miro is in my bottom half of like what I'm sure on.
I mean, I'll be honest, I'm in the woods here. I've no idea in a lot of these. I'm already in my bottom half.
I think if it's Danielson versus Moxley, straight up Danielson, easy. Adding Miro in late has shaken me because I think it is a bit of a, to steal a line from Miro, it's kind of an act of God. And he could just, this could just happen. You can't change it.
I'm not changing it now. And I wouldn't want to change it now because I still do think it is Bryan Danielson. I think that Tony Khan, like CM Punk, has got a boner for Bryan Danielson. And I think
he should do.
As he should do. And you know, he is a huge star for them. And I think that he does want to push him into the World Championship scene. I think the Mirror's going to have a great match coming out of it. And I think he's going to have some really good near falls. But I think at the end of the day, this is going to be a Danielson win.
Yeah, I think if I had to make the bet, I would go on Danielson. But it's I could see it going the other way as the thing, and that's the beauty of this entire card.
It's also the beauty of our prediction system. It's so flawless. I don't know why. Well, I'd say I don't know why. No one ever complains about it.
I think Kenta could jump in, maybe cost Danielson the match.
Oh, because you all of a sudden in your head
just decided this.
You've just decided that. So Kenta has apparently has tweeted that he's like might be flying over or something. So a lot of people were just like, oh yeah, versus Punk. Ollie over here, for whatever is just like, oh no, he's after Danielson. With no evidence whatsoever, you've just decided he's going to go after Danielson.
The knee. He took that from Kenta.
And you think that is more over than
more
him
famous.
taking GT?
More
You think that is more
the
famous
GTS.
than the GTS?
He could go after Sammy Guevara.
Well, he does a different version though.
GTH. If you've gone for Danielson, then I'm going for one that I'm still relatively confident about, which means I've got all my main confidence picks apart from Baker. The Super Click to beat Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Christian Cage.
Now, I actually had down Cage and Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy
right into your hands
to win on Wrestle League. Because I do think they may pick up the win here.
Why is that?
Well, I think the Super Click have picked up a lot of victories over them already. And I think that Jungle Boy getting a win, possibly even tapping out Cole, it could be the finish to this, or tapping out one of the Young Bucks. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's as cut and dry that the Super Click are getting the win here. This could go, this is a 50-50 for me, but I'm pretty confident, though, with Jungle Boy and actually, I'm not saying pretty confident, that's a strong. I'm not upset to have Christian's coalition.
It's just look at the lineups. Who has the more pinnable side?
Are you saying because Jungle Boy's there?
I would say because Christian Cage and Luchasaurus are on one team, that is a more pinnable team. The idea of Cole or the Jacksons getting pinned, that feels a bit extreme. Whereas the other team can, like Christian can get pinned loads, I think. Luchasaurus can easily take losses. Jungle Boy, I wouldn't. I feel like it's an easier on-paper decision to beat them.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So, my next... What have I got in that? What have I got left?
It'll be a good match, though.
It will be good.
Could be match of the night.
I'm going to go with... I picked the match. I now just need to pick my winner of said match.
So the ones remaining are Pac and Cody versus Black and Andrade, Darby versus MJF, and Omega versus Hangman Page.
Which is a really difficult one. Right, okay, here's what I'm going with. Pac and Rhodes to beat Malachi Black and Andrade.
You know what? I don't have a clue on this one.
No, I mean, it's a coin toss either way. I don't know which way that'll go, but I've got a feeling... I'm going to go with Pac and Rhodes.
Yeah, I had down here Black and Andrade. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
So who's had? I think Malachi Black's had the most wins. Andrade.
Well, that's why I'm thinking
Pac beat Andrade.
Yeah, but Black's beaten Cody twice in their 3 feuds.
Yeah,
and we thought that Cody had won the feud, so I think this might just be again Cody winning the feud for a second time.
I feel like Pac and Cody how will they coexist? Black and Andrade, I think they'll coexist because they don't make any sense together. Pac and Cody, that to me says something's going to go awry.
There is every chance that
Pac's a grumpy bastard.
There is every chance that Cody takes the pin here, so he can do. They're like, I'm always putting people over.
Okay,
so you've now got Darby Allin and MJF, or you've got Omega and Page.
This is an interesting 2 to end on because I have strong feelings on who I think should win the match. However, I don't think that makes them predictable. MJF to beat Darby Allin.
Interesting, because I had Darby to beat him in my Wrestle League predictions. And I think I may have got this into my own head in the same way that you've got the Kenta Danielson thing. I've got in my head that Wardlow was going to say no. Like, MJF is going to look to cheat against Darby, and Wardlow's going to say no. And that's what's going to get Darby the win. Like, MJF almost distracts himself, and Darby can use, I don't know, skateboards or whatever to ollie over him.
The Wardlow split has been teased for 2 years, but yeah, a little bit more pronounced in this feud. Originally, if you go by Tony Khan's little leaked results sheet, this was going to be Wardlow versus Punk at the pay-per-view. Which is crazy. So you kind of reverse engineer it then, don't you? Like, well, how would they have got to that from there? I'm still happy with MJF, and I want him to win with the headlock takeover after punching him with the diamond ring. I think Darby can lose. I think MJF is more fun. Is he undefeated?
On pay-per-view? No, he hasn't. He lost to Moxley.
Has he never been pinned?
I don't know, but he certainly
Does
lost.
he have a record? I can't remember.
Is there something else you've made up that you've...
Yeah, sure. Kenta's going to get involved. I'm sticking with MJF anyway.
Right, okay.
The last one.
Which leaves me with Omega Page. Now, I know which way you're going on this. And do I... What does my heart say? What does my heart say?
Your heart says Hangman Page like a failure.
Because here is where I sit, folks. Page feels like the obvious choice here, right? Feels like we've been building to this moment for quite some time. Hangman Page beats Kenny Omega on pay-per-view to win the AEW Championship. 1 year after the Full Gear title elimination tournament that led to Omega winning the belt. It's poetic that it happens here at Full Gear, considering as well that was the name Full Gear comes from an Adam Page gimmick. All of that makes sense. However, I do think that Bryan Danielson is winning the Eliminator tournament. So, what is the bigger match on paper? Is it Danielson versus Page for the title, or is it Danielson versus Omega 2? This time, it's for the title. But you have got to pull the trigger on Page at some point.
It's the head versus the heart.
It is. It's my head versus my knob. Where am I going?
Dicks out for Hangman.
I think I might go dicks out for Page, you know. Dicks out for Hangman. Screw it! Hangman Page, please.
Page.
What's fun because you were an Omega.
Yeah, I did, yeah. Yeah, so all those things that you just said are the reasons I've gone for Omega. Plus, yeah, sure, Full Gear a year after their match together.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. You know what makes more sense to me? Page having an amazing match. You know that bit in fantasy booking where you just say, and they have a great match.
Oh, yeah. And the crowd love it.
Crowd love it. Easy to insert there. And Page kicks out of the one-winged angel. I think that's a victory. I think that moment is enough for Page to have and then to lose. So Page kicks out the one-winged angel, but ultimately just loses. So close again. And he does something for however long. But at All Out next year, 2-3 years from the very first All Out, when he was in the opening match, the inaugural AEW World Championship match against Chris Jericho, he faces Kenny again after Kenny's beaten Punk. Danielson. I don't know, Okada, probably. Insert great matches here.
Kenta.
Wheeler Yuta.
Alan Angels again.
And that Hangman wins it in All Out 2022. So I am fine going with Kenny, That's what my head says. My heart does belong to Hangman. I don't think it's I'd be curious to see how they make it work, because I cannot see a way how they make a Hangman title run work as well as Kenny, Punk, Danielson, those sorts of matches over the next 9 months. But we shall see.
Yeah, I've said it, I don't know. This has actually been one of the hardest prediction shows I think you and I have ever done.
I think it is.
This is a really difficult card to predict. And one of the things I particularly love about AEW, and I love about this card, and I love about the stories they've been telling in this, is I'm happy with most of the results going either way. Mm-hmm. And I'm so massively invested in a lot of this. If Omega wins, I think it will be awesome. Page wins, I think it will be awesome. If Kingston wins, I think it'll be awesome. If Punk wins, I think it'll be awesome. Danielson, Miro,
Kenta,
every single Wheeler Yuta, every single person that's on this card, I want to see them win. Mm-hmm. And that's good and that's interesting. I don't feel hugely confident going into this match against you for the Survivor Series #1 contendership.
You got the coin toss advantage as well. Look at the production. It looks like we've got our own little factions.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think that the production was really, really strong on this episode.
Good production.
Yeah, I'm going to throw it back to the mainstream now. I'm going to press it back to sorry. Nope, sorry. Yep, that's me. That was on me.
Great production. We've got some Omega chats before we get out of here. William Toki Jr., I think it's time to get some fresh faces into the championship picture. You should add a level on Patreon to allow supporters to challenge for the title. That's a fine idea, but really not workable in the long run. Although, watch this space for a bit of championship news and the fans. Brian Moore, is Beer 52 still just UK viewers only? Yes, it is. Also, since it's a 10-match card, I think the tiebreaker should be, will Hangman kick out of the One-Winged Angel?
We actually had discussed that going into this, but what we wanted to do is, if we had a tiebreaker, which is such a brilliant idea to have a tiebreaker, was to be almost like a closest to the pin situation as opposed to a binary choice.
James Sternick, leaving tomorrow at 7 a.m, driving to Minnesota for Rampage in Full Gear. Can't wait. So excited. I'm so jealous.
Oh, yeah.
Micah Pellegrini. Last year, Kenny kept calling Page tag team wrestler Adam Page. Remember that?
I know.
Since then, Hangman has had 13 singles and 8 various tag matches, while Kenny has had 10 singles and 14 various tag matches in AEW. And the story is Kenny uses the Elite's help. Love this company. I don't know if they ever even thought of that.
Knowing Kenny Omega.
Yeah,
sure,
you're right, he probably did. That's a really nice detail. And finally, Armand Highwind. With all the champion advantage wins, both people being an even score, has Pete become the JBL of WrestleTalk? I think he always was the JBL.
No, I think JBL was over at some point. Also, I'd like to shout out to, oh man, I've lost it. Someone said that me throwing to the stream starting thing was part of the joke. It was not. Beer52.com/WrestleTalk. Get yourselves 10 free craft beers on us here at WrestleTalk. 1 per match on the Full Gear card. £5.95 for the postage. It is for UK viewers only. We're better than you, and we know it.
But for now, I've been Ollie Davis. This has been Luke Owen. Jam that jam. We'll see you tomorrow, but then, and also on Saturday for SmackDown with Pete and Tempest, but then, live reactions, Full Gear.
Matt McMuscles is on the show tomorrow, everyone. Tune in for that. Bye. Yes, we can.
We've got one more chat that just came in. Voltios. Okay, but what if Miro wins against Danielson and Adam Page gets the title? Maybe Danielson could think there's nothing holding Kenny for a pure wrestling contest and, quote, grow some balls. Maybe a 60-minute Iron Man dream match at Revolution or Double or Nothing. Maybe. Jam that jam.